Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. If you guys are watching basically after the stream, welcome to the video. I hope everybody is having a great day. Today is a very green day in the market, especially for XRP and HBAR. As you guys know, both are two of my major holdings. I am going to quickly share the stream. So 1 second, let me share this. I'm going to drop this in my Discord, as well as possibly even tweet it out. 1 second. But we're going to talk more about Hedera Hashgraph. We're also going to talk about XRP as well. Doing incredible moves, to be completely honest with you. Especially from last night when I was talking about them. It's actually incredible to see how fast the market could really move like that. And that's what I tell a lot of people. If you're feeling very impatient because something's not moving, for example, with HBAR, a lot of people are, impatient. But you really got to understand that we're still very early in terms of adoption for crypto. So, if you're impatient now, you're just not going to make it because we have a long way to go until we're at major prices. We are building for a massive run in crypto this year alone. And just imagine 2025. It's going to be absolutely incredible. For anybody who is new here, I just want to say right now, don't forget to join the free Discord. I'm actually going to throw it in chat here. Trust me, guys, you want to be in the Discord. It's very fun. It's chill. I pretty much post a lot of stuff in there, including, a lot of basically stuff with price predictions, charts, stuff like that. So very fun overall community, but we are going to jump into it. So enough messing around. Let's look at the market. So we do see that it is currently up about 5.75%. Nothing too different from last night. We were looking at Bitcoin basically jumping over the 46K mark, still kind of sitting there. But the thing is that considering the fact that we are stable, a lot of altcoins, for example, like ADA, XRP, and a few other ones are doing massive runs. For example, XRP is nearly at $1. I told you guys yesterday in my video, I actually told you guys even 2 days ago when we were under 80 cents, that we look like we are building for a $1+ run. And I mean, just like in the comments right now, XRP to the moon, trust me, we are nearly at that dollar mark. We have moved significantly, 32.95% on the 7-day. And a lot of altcoins are doing similar moves. For an example, look at Bitcoin on the 24-hour, up 2.9%, opposed to most of these assets that are doing massive runs. For example, look at Matic, up 22.54%. That is where we are seeing money flow out of Bitcoin and into large cap assets. We are seeing what's going to be happening, and this is only the beginning for our altcoins. If your altcoin isn't moving, for an example, HBAR hasn't moved significantly. It's up 7%, and it is holding over that 23-cent mark. Like I said, that is very important. But the reason for a lot of these assets not doing incredible moves, like HBAR compared to most assets, is not doing incredible moves. But the reason why is because this is only the beginning. If your asset's not moving significantly just yet, be patient. Trust me, it's fueling up, and it's going to move. But when we look at HBAR, it is still up significantly from the dip that we've seen back in July. If you bought in July, now you're basically celebrating. And the same goes for XRP as well. That's why we always buy the dip. And I've always said, buying the dip is the perfect way to make money in this game. You don't make money by selling, the dip and buying the top. That's just not the way to do it. But when we look at HBAR, we see that we have broken out significantly from all MAs. And also, we broke into that channel of support that I've been talking about for a very long time. And we actually broke into the 24-cent zone for a little bit of time before rejecting it. Now, obviously, we'll most likely trade sideways in this 23-cent to almost 24-cent zone before we have a major breakout similar to this candle here. Same kind of goes for XRP, except XRP is a different level of absolute beast, right? Look at this thing. It seems like just yesterday I was talking about us being here. We were basically under 80 cents. We were breaking down below it. And now we finally broke above it. We finally broke above that 85-cent resistance zone as well, which means, hey, now we could really kind of target that dollar zone. We are in this channel of support that I said that we needed to get back into. This is pretty much almost dump zones. Even going back to April, we are in that support channel. And this is the channel that also broke out into leading up to this $1.98 zone. So right now, we are looking for a major breakout on XRP very soon. And I would not be surprised if we break above $1 plus and go to $1.98. I think when we talk about the significant value of XRP and also the volume that's flowing into it currently, this is only the beginning. Like, we just seen ODL services ramp up over in the Philippines and Japan and now even South Korea. Like, it is only beginning for XRP. And I don't understand how individuals can't see that. Like, I see comments on my XRP videos all the time, like, it's going nowhere, the price isn't moving. But then when we have an impulse like this, they're like, oh, it's just going to come back down. Like, what do these people understand, like, don't understand about XRP is the fact that once that ODL service is in place and being utilized, there is no more going down. It's pretty much the more and more that it's utilized, similar to HBAR's DLT, the more and more that it's utilized, the more and more revenue that flows in and the more value that is unlocked for that asset. That's why even when we talk about market cap for these both assets, a lot of people think all because there's 50 billion, total supply, and when we look at XRP, it's almost 100 billion. They think that we have to be capped at a certain price, but it's not that way at all, especially once we talk about utility and utilization. For an example, again, XRP is a perfect example. Once we see ODL services being unlocked everywhere, which we already know that the US is the only area that is not regulatory clarity free with XRP, pretty much every other place is free game. And once that happens, once ODL is really working around the world, except for the US, which we don't really care about currently, that's when the true value of XRP will be found. Like, we could hit, and I know a lot of people call me, a hopium shiller or whatever you want to call me for saying this, but XRP could easily hit triple-digit plus prices once ODL is really ramped up, because that is such a unique use case, because no other asset's doing that, because it's, one, patent technology, and two, they already have the partnerships in place. Like, that SBI remnants is doing so good for them. Like, it's allowing so much utility to actually be driven for XRP. Same kind of goes for HBAR, right? A lot of people are worried about HBAR's price, but significantly, we've moved, especially going from this bottom candle here. If we talk about just buying the dip, from this price to this price currently, I'm not going to go to the top of the candle. I'll go to just, current prices. It's about a 54% of an increase in price. Same kind of goes for even the bottom of this candle. If you bought the dip back in June, which I told you guys that I was, that's 75% of an increase in price, nearly over 3/4. That's crazy to think about, right? So a lot of people will say that the price of HBARs hasn't moved, whatever. Like, a lot of these people that are spreading FUD and talking down on HBAR are the ones that bought way too high. They were buying into FOMO. They got mad that, hey, it wasn't going higher, so what do? They just talk down on it. Same kind of goes for XRP, right? A lot of people are just so mad that they couldn't buy it for, a cheaper price, so they're betting on it going down lower. I significantly remember tweeting about XRP back in these days of January when we were down to almost 17 cents exact. And I remember people saying, it's going to zero, it's going nowhere, whatever. And what's funny? Ever since we made that low back in December, we've never seen those prices ever again. Ever. And I don't think that we will ever see them again, especially after this bull run goes, because a lot of people are still saying, oh, we're only going to top out at $2. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Like, I just want to say right now, like, let's go to the weekly real quick. We made this all-time high back here in 2017 and 2018 with no utility in place. Like, literally, When we made this all-time high, there was no use case, there was no utility. Realistically, there was a use case, but it just wasn't being utilized. Now we actually have utilization. The market has grown significantly. There's a lot more buyers in this game, and there's a lot more institutional money flowing into this game as well. So realistically speaking, when people say that our topping point is $2, I honestly can't, fathom it. Like I'm honestly laughing at them, because realistically speaking, XRP topping at $2 instead of going to its all-time high and going significantly higher, there's no justification for it to top out at this, especially with how much utility has been unlocked, how much buyers, how many more buyers there are. Like, dude, I have people that you would never guess would know about crypto messaging me saying that they just bought ADA and stuff. Like, they're buying at these massive prices. Like, I remember buying ADA under legit 10 cents. Like, it's funny to me how that works. Like, market capitalization it's crazy, and we are only growing from here. Like, a $2.5 trillion market cap for crypto, even at $2 trillion right now, which we basically are at, is so early. Like, we are in infancy stages for crypto. When do you think HBAR hits $1? Honestly, if we continue upward on this path, like once we break out of the all-time high, so realistically, right now what we want to look for is a break above, I would say, the 27-cent zone. Like, I know that we just, capitalized on that, 23-cent breaking, holding. It's great to celebrate. Trust me, I'm actually very happy that we are at this current zone right now. Obviously, we want to watch for it to break down below 23 cents. We don't want to see that, but if it does, that means that this move was pretty much all for nothing. Basically, once we get above 27 cents, it's pretty much clear game, because we're back into that capitalization mode, basically before the dump happened on Bitcoin and HBAR itself. So once we get back to 27 cents, we could pretty much eyeball going to our all-time high and targeting that. Once we get over this all-time high, I'm just going to tell you right now, we will go to $1 way quicker than most people think that we will. It's just from, even if we go over to, let's go look at Matic, right? So when we look at Matic, and we see what happened with Matic, because this was a very interesting one, because a lot of people didn't think that we were going anywhere. I actually remember holding this back in, I think it was February, I'm pretty sure. So I was holding this back in February. We were down at these low prices. It got listed on Binance. It started to move very quick. Then we got a Coinbase listing. And this is what I talk about even when we talk about HBAR as well. A lot of people want a Coinbase listing. They think that it's going to unlock a ton of value. It's going to fly, whatever. A Coinbase listing actually sometimes is not that great to actually look at, because this is when we got, really listed on Coinbase, and we only moved a little bit, and then we had that major pullback. But the funny thing is that this was the all-time high that we created. It was about 55 cents. Once we broke above that, look at how fast we moved all the way up to $2 plus. So a lot of people that think that HBAR can't move to $3, they think that the topping point for HBAR is 50 cents to $1 this bull run. That is just laughable to me, because once we get into that price discovery mode, it moves extremely fast. And that's the same thing goes for XRP. Once XRP tops over $3.84, because this all-time high here is actually wrong, once we get over that $3.84 zone, I'm telling you right now, XRP will move extremely fast. You guys don't even realize how fast it's going to move. The FOMO that will begin on price discovery is going to be absolutely insane. And same goes for HBAR too. There's a lot of people out there that you could tell them to buy down here, right? It already ran, and you'll say, hey, buy the dip down here. They will refuse to, but they will rebuy when it goes back to these numbers. It's actually stupid how that works, but that's market psychology for you. People are actually idiotic when it comes to buying altcoins at a low price. Do you think XRP will retrace 80% to 90% after the bull run? Honestly, it all depends on true utility factors. If XRP launches ODL services around the country, or around the world, in all these different countries, it's honestly it's very hard to determine if it's going to fall down. It kind of goes for QNT too, right? A lot of people think that QNT won't fall down at all. Like they think that QNT is basically going to be an up forever game, but these assets are very hard to determine if they are going to fall significantly or not. Like me personally, I think QNT has the power to really kind of move throughout even the bear market because of how low the circulating supply is. And I do think that it will decouple at some point in time from Bitcoin and just kind of move on its own just because of its overall utility case. Like it's legit connecting all distributed ledger technologies together on one distributed ledger network, which is very cool to see in my opinion. Like that's something that we've never seen in this game. So it, I mean, do I think that XRP is going to drop in the bear market? Yes, until we are in a true utility market where, for an example, Bitcoin is no longer number one and utility really kind of takes the wheel. I do think that all assets that even have true utility will most likely retrace 80 to 90%. So it just is what it is. I do like API 3 as well. I do think that it's actually an incredible project. So if you guys do want to learn more about API 3, I would definitely check out Kevin Cage. He does incredible breakdowns of it, and you could really earn a lot of money with it. Channel is so underrated, bro. Awesome content. Thank you. Enjoying the stream so far, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you again. I appreciate it, guys. But yeah, I mean, I think that this move on XRP is just beginning. Like, a lot of people still think that we're coming down from here, but I just don't see it. This is on the 1 week, by the way, and this is what I was talking about, where we were basically building that launch pad, and that's why I even said with like HBAR, a lot of people were very impatient on HBAR, but I'm actually glad that we built this very slow, because when something goes up in one straight line, usually the crash after or the recorrect is very, very bad. Matic is one of those that have held very strong. Even on this dip, I was in still very good profit. Like, this actually loves the 200-day MA. It really never breaks below it at all. And I know that this is an HBAR and XRP stream right now, but I just want to say for anybody who is in Matic, which I've been talking about Matic for so long, you're really going to bask in the glory of this asset because I do think that this is going to go much higher this bull run. And I even said like this could easily hit double-digit numbers this bull run. XRP is another one of those assets that a lot of people don't think that we could hit double-digit assets or prices for like assets like XRP just because of how much is in circulating supply and stuff. But we have to separate market cap and supply for assets like XRP. And I've said it multiple times. Like even when I say that it could go to $100 to $1,000, a lot of people say there's no way XRP could hit those prices because the market cap would be, astronomically high. But they don't realize that market cap is not how much money's invested into an asset. It's just how much the asset is worth with circulating supply to price. And when we talk about XRP unlocking a lot of that value that's in Nostro Vostro accounts, which is a ton of, pretty much locked up liquidity and capital, that's where the true value of XRP will shine. And I've said it multiple times that ODL service is absolutely crazy to me. I do think that's only a matter of time before we really see that happen as well. Let me catch up here. So where's the correction of the market? I'm waiting for it for a week because I want to buy the dip. Honestly, it's hard to say right now, but I do think that realistically speaking, once Bitcoin kind of hits about 47 to 48K, we'll most likely get a strong pullback, maybe to about 43 to 40K around there. The higher that we go, the higher the prices go for the dip. Like, for an example, if we hit 50K, the dip won't be 40K. It will be about maybe 44 to 46K. So it's really hard to say. It's most likely going to happen this weekend if it does happen. If it doesn't, then we'll most likely just continue to ride the wave up, and we'll just have to wait for a strong dip or something like that to buy. But I mean, we've had so much time to buy like the dip. Like for an example, even HBAR is a great example of this. Like we've had legit weeks to buy and accumulate dips, and again, people don't want to buy the dip, but realistically, that's how you make a lot of money in this game. Hi NC, so we don't dip to 70 cents after 110 in XRP. I don't think so. Realistically speaking, once we get to about 110, we'll most likely recorrect to about $1. It will be similar to pretty much just a slight pullback before we go even higher, because I don't think that, the market right now wants to pull back. Right now, bulls are really winning and bears are kind of crying, if you will, because bears had the upper hand for so long. Like, even if we look at the 1 day, we could see that the prices of these assets were held down significantly for a very long time by bears. So once we actually broke out of that wedge, it was free to climb, especially to these major prices. Like, we are seriously about to break $1 on XRP. It's happening slowly, but we are about to break $1, which is fine with me if it happens slowly. Like I said, slow is better than very fast, because a pullback will happen at that point then. But anything that goes up must come down. So the pullback realistically wouldn't be anything too crazy. Like, for an example, if we broke out and say for so we touched $1.30, say for so a 13 or 15% dip happens, we'll come back down to 110. So it all depends on where we top out at. If we top out at $1.10, we could see a little bit of a low. It wouldn't be too low. Like, for an example, we'll most likely come down to about 95 cents, which is a nice 13% pullback, which is realistically the same pullback of most of these candles that we see. But that's just my opinion. Yesterday I turned 18 and all my birthday money goes into HBAR. Hey man, happy birthday. I mean, I think that that's the best gift ever. I actually bought my parents HBAR at these low prices, so it's good to hear. I mean, I do think that HBAR is a life-changing, or oh, sorry, these prices down here. I didn't know that. I had the XRP chart up, but I think HBAR is an incredible asset to hold long term, and I think that this is something like, I don't plan on having kids anytime soon. I'm basically, I don't like to say that I'm, a kid basically, but like, I'm 23 years old, so I'm fairly young. Realistically, I don't plan on having kids, but if I wanted to have them have a nice college fund and basically a retirement, if you will, in quotation marks, because I don't think that retirement is going to be a thing in the future, especially with how the government is spending money, and inflation rates are astronomically high. So if I wanted them to have a nice retirement, I'd most likely stack them HBAR at these prices myself. So it is what it is. When do you sleep? Never, honestly. No, but I barely sleep. I actually have problems sleeping, so I usually am very productive throughout the night. So I just continue to grind, if you will. Matic is amazing. Will be holding forever. Chart's looking strong. Yep, definitely. I do think that Matic is one of those assets that could really spring against Cosmos and also Polkadot. It's really going to kill them both if it does go fully live. That's what I'm really kind of looking for. This one I've just been holding long term. It's one of those trades that I told a lot of my people about, down at these significant levels. So I'm happy for a lot of people who did make money on it already. If you did take profit here, that's great. You were able to buy at these lower prices, which is very good. Market capitalization really works that way, and it's great to see. Right now, I'm just kind of watching this chart. I really want to watch the price action play out on both of these assets, because they're at key levels. Like, they are at these major breakout levels. So it's make or break right now for XRP and HBAR. In 5 years, in the age of 23, I'm going to be a millionaire just because of crypto. What a time to be alive. Yep, definitely. QNT, AOBT, HBAR, ZCX, LPOL, UOS. Yep. Analysts are saying 53K is going to be tough resistance for Bitcoin. If it passes, all alts go crazy. If not, we go to 17K Bitcoin. Absolutely not. I don't think that we go to... I don't think that we even come close to 17K Bitcoin until we hit about, maybe close to 100K. We got to remember that, Bitcoin is back in this key channel. I actually have this key channel back from February. We are at significant levels. It's crazy how fast the market actually turned around. This is what I say. A lot of people were very impatient with how the market was playing out. And realistically, a lot of people got shaken out. This dip, from the day of the dip to, we'll just say from the day of where we really started to move, it was 63 days. So nearly 2 months of just kind of sideways, up, down, zigzag patterns that were kind of just a bore fest, if you will. It was almost like watching paint dry. And it all led to a significant move in price. For an example, just from this candle down here to where we are now, it's about a 60% of an increase in price. So it's always worth to wait. especially for price action, yeah, we could see a pullback on Bitcoin up in these key levels. I honestly don't know why Binance is showing 47K for Bitcoin, but it is. Um, I just don't think that we're there on most exchanges. Like, for an example, I would more so say that this is more accurate. This is 46.5K on Bitcoin. So I don't know why Binance shows those prices, but I do like that it's calculated by TradingView. It's just weird. Let's see. I'm into crypto for like 4 months, and my expectations of my life just changed. Significant HBARs might take it for my financial free future. Yeah. Honestly, if you're in this market and you're brand new to it, I would consider learning as much as you possibly can about TA, learning about just kind of the best thing that I could say is just like kind of learn to separate your emotions from the game. Like, when we see moves that are significant, like for an example, this candle here, like you're almost just like, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it, right? Emotions will get the best of you. Like especially once we were moving like this, everybody was like going crazy. The emotions that were on Twitter were absolutely crazy. Euphoric. Nobody thought that we were going to pull back. Everybody thought on this candle, oh, it's just a pullback. We're going much higher. We're going much higher. Everybody always says that, and then we come down and we retest like a major support zone at 86 cents. Like, imagine selling up here, buying back here, riding this up, having a slight pullback, going up again, selling here, and then rebuying down here. Like, you could pretty much up your bag about like 4x. And a lot of people were very emotional. Like, that's why you just got to separate emotions from the game, especially if you are new. Like, definitely learn to like kind of just like forget about, finances and cash flow for a little bit. Don't put too much into the market. Only put in what you can afford to lose and what you can afford to kind of forget about. And you'll be set. Like, you'll just be set. We do see, I know you post when I'm going to work and when I get off of work and while I watch markets, enjoying the content. Much appreciated, Nate. I appreciate it, man. Question. BitBoy has dropped a few hints and Digibyte, or about Digibyte. He seems to be in the know of a lot of new projects. What's your thoughts on it? Honestly, I haven't really looked too much into Digibyte. It's one of those assets that I just haven't had the time to look at. I'm more so just kind of looking at my top 5 picks and a little bit outside of my top 5 picks, but most altcoins that I've been talking about. Any update on Bitcoin Cash? Thanks for the info. Bitcoin Cash is doing incredible things. Smart Bitcoin Cash actually just released an overall statement on what they're working on, their updates overall on their bridging of Ethereum to Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash. It's incredible. I think that Bitcoin Cash is one of those movers that are going to surprise a lot of people. Like, we're up about 7%, 14% on the 7-day. This is one of those very small cap assets. Like, this is a very low cap asset. Even though we are at about an $11.7 billion market cap, it's very small. So this will move last, and it's going to move in silence. Like, a lot of people aren't going to, realize it. But Bitcoin Cash, the good thing about Bitcoin Cash is that it's on Robinhood, it's on PayPal, it's on Coinbase. Like, this has one of those, it's almost similar to Dogecoin, right? Like, Dogecoin was ripping because it was listed pretty much everywhere. Like, you could find it anywhere. Any normie investor could get it anywhere. So the fact that this is pretty much everywhere as well means that when we really move, the FOMO will be absolutely crazy on Bitcoin Cash. Let's see. I'm expecting 100K for Bitcoin, so XRP, XLM can moon. Yep. Definitely. Watch what happens when XRP decouples from Bitcoin and leaves it in the dust. Yeah, definitely. I do think that once XRP really decouples, like, it's going to be game over for price, especially once we go into price discovery. Like, it's going to be absolutely crazy. 10,000 XRP. Yep. It's just pain that the people in my environment don't understand anything, and anybody saying I'm going to lose all my money, it's just a pain. Yeah. Dude, honestly, I've had so many people tell me that crypto is just a waste of time. It's going nowhere. I just want to say right now, all right, and you guys could clip this in the stream, and you guys could post it anywhere. It's totally fine. I'm going to say right now that there's a reason why governments want to tax the heck out of crypto. You want to know why they want to tax crypto so bad? Because they realize what the future holds for crypto. And they know that the future of governments, finance, pretty much every industry will be utilizing a piece of crypto day by day by day, 24/7, 365 days of the year. XRP is also one of those assets that will be utilized every single day, and they know how much tax money they will get from individuals holding XRP. A lot of people don't realize how massive crypto is actually going to be because they're only seeing the small picture of what happened from 2008 when Bitcoin was just beginning its overall journey to now. A lot of people are still blinded by the fact that they don't even realize what XRP is. There's only 3 million holders of XRP, right? And HBAR, again, not a lot of people know about HBAR. They don't know about XRP. They don't know about QNT, ALBT. A lot of these huge assets that are doing secretive things behind closed doors. They're not secrets. If you want to learn about them, you could easily learn about them and do your research. But a lot of people are only seeing a small piece of the pie, right? Like, people only look at Bitcoin, Litecoin, a few of these assets. Realistically, when you look into things and you look at how big DeFi is going to be, you know, how crazy dApps are, you know, a lot of these assets are doing massive things, and only a small percentage of the, you know, population in the world has the ability to understand them fully. So I do think that's only a matter of time. Like, a lot of people don't realize it, and a lot of these financial advisors out there that are telling people, don't put your money into crypto, it's extremely volatile, you're going to lose everything, they're all listening to the pushed media agenda, and it's just sad. It's sad because a lot of these people could really, you know, like, what is Apple up, you know, year to date? 2%? You know what's funny about 2%? I'm going to tell you right now, there's not a single asset on the 24-hour period in crypto that is up less than about 3% right now. You could find a few like stable coins, whatever, but stable coins do not matter. Where else are you going to find something that is up 76% on the 7-day? Nowhere in stocks. You get maybe one unicorn here and there, but for the most part, these financial advisors that are preaching, get into stocks, what are you going to turn your $1,000 into? Like $1,200? Oh, wow, cool. You could turn $1,000 in crypto into 10K in less than a week. That's how crazy crypto is. Volatile price action is nothing to be scared of if you separate your emotions from the game. Yeah, I mean, AMC and GameStop, we already know what happened with those. I mean, those are like not typical moves in stock markets, but it is what it is. 50% income tax on crypto earnings equals riots. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the reply on Digibyte. How much weight should a new investor put into BitBoy and other high-click YouTubers? See, it's the thing that, like, BitBoy started talking about XRP when it was already at, like, 80 plus cents. The thing about big YouTubers, and I know this is, you know, kind of hypocritical because I'm also now, like, considered a YouTuber, which is kind of... I don't know how I feel about that, but the thing that I don't like about these big click YouTubers is that most of them already had a moon bag early in the stages, right? Like, for an example, BitBoy, he prides himself on Ethereum, right? And then he talks about XRP, and he's bringing up things from 2017 that most people already knew about, one. And then he's utilizing it for clicks, and he's saying, I got an inside man. I got somebody on the inside telling me this stuff, right? But the problem is that none of it's actually credible, one. And two, a lot of what these big YouTubers say is, it's not backed. It's not backed by any credible sources, one. And a lot of them kind of just use it for clickbait. Like, for an example, when I talk about XRP being $100, $1,000, and so forth, a lot of people say that it's just clickbait garbage, right? And that's totally fine. Like, they could say that, and I don't really care about it. But what I'm telling you guys is that ODL service, and I've already done the math on it, and I've already looked into it specifically, and I already drew it out for everybody, that ODL service is nothing like any other asset. And I've said it multiple times because even when you look at, and we'll actually just look at it, right? So, for an example, the biggest thing about XRP and the ODL service is the idea of those Nostro Vostro accounts. So Nostro Vostro accounts, right? It's easy to understand. So let's just go to the images real quick and really kind of look at this. So this is a Nostro account. We have the India Bank and we have the USA. This Nostro account of Bank X is holding India currency. But the problem is that it's all trapped in that bank. So it's only utilized when it needs to, but it's still trapped there. ODL, on-demand liquidity, is exactly what it says it is. On-demand liquidity. So it's not trapped capital. It's utilized when it needs to be utilized. These Nostro Vostro accounts is money that is trapped in there. It's trillions of dollars. Literally trillions of dollars that is trapped in there. Just to give you guys an insight, Swift does $5 trillion a day in payments. That is $5 trillion a day that is being utilized in these Nostro Vostro accounts. It's trapped capital. That's why when you listen to Brad Garlinghouse or David Schwartz talk about how big ODL is actually going to be, it's not them trying to sell you on a dream or sell you on XRP to get anybody to buy it. They're legit telling you the statistics behind ODL. Because these Nostro Vostro accounts are old technology. It's already done its job. It's time to kind of get out with the old and get in with the new. They're talking to you guys about how big ODL is going to be because ODL is something that we've never had before. It's brand new technology. On-demand liquidity. Just imagine doing $5 trillion a day over the XRP ledger, utilizing XRP as the main fuel source for the XRP ledger. But even when we talk about RippleNet being utilized, like for an example, RippleNet is the big name for South Korean ODL and even the Japan, Philippines ODL. When we talk about RippleNet, a lot of people don't think that XRP is being utilized in those situations, but they are, right? XRP needs to be utilized as the main currency converter, if you will. So just imagine, basically, you're on an exchange like Coinbase and you want to transfer or you want to convert your Bitcoin over to XRP, right? Basically, think about it as, XRP being the converter for Bitcoin to XRP, if you will. I know that kind of sounds confusing. We'll just actually use 3 assets. We'll use Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. So say for sure you want to convert your Bitcoin to Ethereum, but you want it to happen in seconds at a low-cost fee and so forth. It would be utilized as the converter for those assets. Kind of the same thing with banks. I know that I explained it a little bit weird, but that's basically how it is used. So yeah, I do think that XRP is going to be doing incredible things. The only worries, sorry, let me catch up real quick. I'm looking forward to regulation, 11,000 plus coins, most of which do nothing. Laugh out loud. Bye-bye. Yep, definitely. Nick doesn't sleep. Yep, definitely. Seriously. The only worries about our dreams and making cash are exchanges. We obviously end them to cash out or need them to cash out, but are they dirty? They crash when prices dip. They crash when price goes up. Take care, guys. Yeah, definitely. I mean, exchanges are weird with that. We've seen it all the time with Coinbase and even Binance. I got into AOBT and QNT after watching your videos. Much appreciated, Sean. I hope that you made some money already. Laugh out loud, AMC, yeah, for sure, not the norm. ODL is global scale. Yup, definitely. The crypto market is the most exciting thing I've ever seen. Making so much money only through investment. In my head, I think it should be illegal because it's a game-changing aspect in investing money. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, a lot of people will compare like investing into like crypto almost like it's almost like watching the movie The Wolf of Wall Street multiple times. It's funny. Like when I watch The Wolf of Wall Street, I just kind of get hyped up just because of the overall nature of the film. Like obviously it's a terrible film to base your life off of. Like you should not want that lifestyle because it's very reckless, but it's still kind of like one of those like exciting, films. Except it crashes super fast too. People that bought just 4 months ago are still down a bunch. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before they are in profit though. Any updates on Jigstack? There's nothing really to update on Jigstack. Like it's still doing pretty good. If you could stake your Jigstack and pretty much earn stack on the side and Jstack as well. That's basically what I'm doing right now while we just kind of sit at these prices. Like, this is not going to move until the end of the bull run, and at that point I do think that we will be pretty good. I think that 50 cents is still on the table for Jigstack by the end of the year, which is I think is a safe bet, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, but long term in the right coin, it's safe to making a ton of money. Yeah, so much faster than PayPal and lower fees. Is today finally the day for HBAR? A lot of people have been asking that. A lot of people have been, saying like, is today the day? I do think that this is a great achievement that we've seen on HBAR. Like, this is actually a very great move. Very happy for it. Like I said, we're back in this channel. Just to give you guys a little bit of an update. So let's grab the rectangle, excuse me. I think that this whole zone here is very good for us. So as long as we kind of stay in this zone, we're looking solid. Same kind of goes for XRP, right? Except XRP is an absolute monster of an asset right now. There's really no stopping it. But as long as we kind of stay within this zone here, we're pretty much solid. I mean, this is like very good price action for us because we broke out into this wedge of the pre-pump zones for XRP. So we've actually achieved very good support zones and very good resistance points as well. That candle is wild for XRP. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. To be completely honest with you, it's crazy to look at. It's crazy to see. And it's funny? This is only on the daily. Just look at like the 4-hour span. Like, look at how crazy that price action is. Insane. I do think that the 1 month is even crazier though. Like, this is very incredible to see because this is a tell sign, right? You have these strong pullbacks, especially on the zoomed out charts. Like, it's very wild to me that people will look at like the 15-minute and they'll trade the 15-minute chart. Like, never do that, guys. If you guys are new to the crypto, never trade the 15-minute chart. Always zoom out and look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, and let me move all this off of the screen. The bigger picture is the fact that we are moving up significantly right now. And this actually happened even back in November of 2017 into 2018. And we already know what happened then, right? So I do think that it's great to zoom out sometimes and really kind of look at it from the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is the fact that XRP was building a launch pad. And guess what? We're finally taking flight. So let me check what people are saying. Nick, check out monthly transactions of HBAR versus Ethereum plus Bitcoin. Yeah, I already did. It's crazy to me. Like I said, HBAR is one of those assets that are not going to slow down anytime soon. Like, I know that we didn't really get to a nice price action, but once we get to this all-time high and break over it and go into price discovery, dude, it's end game. Like, I honestly can't explain to you guys how big HBAR actually is behind closed doors. Like, HBAR is just doing crazy things. And it's not even the idea that, like, there's not enough stuff to report on. Because, like, I could easily just find, like, articles from, like, the past that tell, pretty much everything about how HBAR is going to be utilized on a government scale, on a financial scale. Like, HBAR really is the future of what crypto is actually going to be. Like, there's only a few assets that will stay on the top 10, and I could tell you a few, right? So ADA, I know, is a lot of people's favorite coin, but realistically, we know that ADA is not doing anything significant. Until smart contracts are fully out there, I just don't care for ADA currently. But I will say this, XRP is a guarantee to stay in this game. XRP is doing incredible things. I think that they're easily going to win this lawsuit. The reason why they haven't settled out, and I strongly believe in this, is because Ripple wants to clear their name so that they could get the IPO listing, and they just want to make sure that they look like a legitimate, company. They are legit working with the top tier banking systems, banking companies, banking names. Like, XRP is no joke. A lot of people talk down on it, but I'm telling you, a lot of those people that talk down on it right now, or can't fathom the idea of like XRP going to triple digits plus, they just don't realize it. Polkadot's pretty good. Uniswap is okay. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. It's just kind of like an exchange. Link is going to do incredible things. I think Link is going to be in the top 25 for a very long time. Most likely will move up significantly higher. I do think that this is a triple-digit asset, to be completely honest with you guys. Bitcoin Cash is here to stay. I honestly think that Bitcoin Cash is the true Bitcoin. I think that it stays true to the Nakamoto way. There's a few other ones, like Solana's not that bad either. Matic is doing pretty good. Like I said, once it really kind of rallies against Cosmos and Polkadot, it's going to do really good. Stellar Lumens, XLM, a lot of people are asking me, can you do a video on Stellar Lumen? Can you guys do a video on XLM to, tell me how it's going to be utilized? XLM is for you and me, right? I've already said it multiple times. XLM will do P2P payments, peer-to-peer payments, while XLM, or XRP I mean, will do B2B payments. It's more so for banking and businesses. Stellar is for more like, me and you, to pretty much transact on Amazon, on Walmart, buying stuff like on stores and stuff like that. That's what XLM is going to be utilized for. It's going to basically be the target audience for just like kind of normie investors, if you will. Can this move even faster after August 31st? I think that will move very fast once Bitcoin really kind of decouples from most things. Yes, that would be much better than just a settlement. Yeah, definitely. A settlement basically means that they pretty much won. Now, I just want to say, let's kind of go look at Bitcoin dominance because a lot of people are asking me, what's going to happen, right? So Bitcoin dominance is significantly dropping, but we tested the 100-day MA. So this means that we bounced off of this and found support at this line. If we could break below this and retest a lower low, most likely this X that I have here, that's when we could really truly see these altcoins really. I would never tell you guys to buy into this though right now, because this is actually a FOMO right now. With council members, could you imagine going to be released? Could you imagine going to be released in the next month? It's hard to say. I know that they said like they're gonna do 2 overall council members each month. I just don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I think with LCX, they'll most likely release a new GC member, whoever LCX is really kind of partnering with, in my opinion. XDC? What's XDC doing? Is it moving? I honestly haven't even looked at it today, to be completely honest with you. But XDC is an incredible investment as well, just so you guys know. Alright, so it's pretty much sitting stable. Once XDC moves, this is another one of those assets that once it moves, it's not going to slow down. There's also a few gems like that in this market too. Like even, dude, can we talk about VXV? Because I know there's a lot of people, hey, what's going on, Jaggy? I know there's a lot of people in this chat right now that bought into VXV when I told you to buy into VXV at 80 cents. And you are up $4.05 right now. You cannot tell me that this is one of those life-changing assets. This is going to reach Q&T prices, I strongly believe, especially once the buybacks come in when we're down to 10 million VXV. I bought my VXV on Uniswap. Easiest place. Bought it on Uniswap at 80 cents, almost exact. This is a crazy gem. But hey, I mean, I'm not going to... I think that XRP could do similar moves. It's just not going to, move quite as fast because there's a lot more circulating supply. But I do think that we could pretty much reach massive prices for XRP and also HBAR. Anybody sleeping on HBAR right now is going to really miss the major gains that are going to be happening. ALBT is also another one, like Alliance Block with HBAR. Man, that connection is just too good to pass up. Like, I'm so happy that I bought Alliance Block under 30 cents. Like, this is just such a gem as well. I really can't explain to you guys how crazy this asset's really going to be. But yeah, I mean, the market is looking so good today. Like, man, what a change from just like last month, and it changed so quick. It's crazy. This is what we say when we talk about how crypto could really move so quick. Also, just want to let you guys know, if you haven't already joined the Discord, you guys definitely should. The links are there, top of the list right now. I also just want to say, if you guys haven't been following me on Twitter, you guys are missing out. Please keep up the daily analysis of the charts of your insight of possible corrections incoming and news that could influence a drop. We are grateful, NC. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for watching as well. Seriously, anybody who does watch the content supports me daily. Like, I know that compared to like most YouTubers, and I know a lot of people say it all the time, and they're like, "Oh, thank you guys," and I appreciate it. But I strongly do appreciate it. Like, I'm trying to do this to really kind of help a lot of people. Like, I don't sell you guys on a course or anything like that. The only thing that I really kind of sell is those crypto posters, which, I mean, I think that they're pretty cool. I mean, honestly, I just think that they're great. I look forward to the analysis every day. I appreciate it, man. And I'll keep up with it too. Like, I just love the gains that could be made from crypto. Like, this is honestly like my escape. Like I run multiple like side businesses throughout the day. Like, I own my own design agency. I've designed since I was legit 12 years old. So I'm self-taught with it, and I basically built my business from nothing. But I do want to get to the point where I could pretty much, run on auto and kind of let my things do their own thing. Thanks. This is my morning coffee. I appreciate it. I actually just had my coffee just a little bit ago. It's crazy. Crazy. I mean, I woke up like about, I got like 3 hours of sleep today. It sucks. But you know what? I'm totally fine with it. Like, but man, I gotta get like some good sleep here soon at some point in time. It's just very hard to sleep. Couldn't sleep. I was thinking about my HBAR gains, right? Thinking about my HBAR, my XRP gains. It's kept me up all night. You know what I mean? But what is wrapped Bitcoin exactly? Wrapped Bitcoin is basically a way to make it move faster, if you will. It's almost like a fork of it, the best way that I could describe it, almost. It's almost like an upgrade to it, because Bitcoin is just so slow and inefficient. Hello from Australia. How you're doing, Nick? Doing really good. I appreciate it, Josh, for asking. I hope that you're doing great as well. How's Australia? Hot as heck today. Man, I live in Pennsylvania, and it is humid. I can't wait until the fall. I love the snow. I love the cold. I worked out in the cold as well. So anybody who's going to say it's because you don't work out in it, trust me. I did construction for a very long time out in the cold during the polar vortex. Man, I froze. How old are you, and what are your goals in your life after you're financially free? I'm 23 years old. Honestly, my goals are to really kind of focus on what's really important right now for me, and that is really kind of building my side businesses to the point where they could run on auto and just generate me passive income while I could spend time with my future family. I have a girlfriend right now. Basically been together for almost 3 years, or almost 3.5 years. I mean, wow. I don't know. I'm very young. I don't want to start a family just yet, but when I get to that point, I'll basically, pretty much spend time with them and pretty much not focus on money anymore because I'll be financially free. Hi, Nick. Can you please share your HBAR target by the end of the year? Thanks. Yeah, I do think that we could see $10, to be completely honest with you, but my more so I have conservative price targets. For an example, let's just go to the weekly because it's easier to look at on the weekly. So, realistically speaking, now these are some bad drawings. Do not scold me. I know that I'm an artist, but trust me, I'm very sensitive when it comes to my drawings. But seriously, $3 to $6 is my conservative range, just between here. I think that this is very possible to reach. These are my personal overall targets. These are where I will take some profit. And then obviously $10 is my main target point. And I will most likely sell everything. And I know a lot of people are going to scold me for that, but I'm going to be selling everything off because I do think that we are still in a Bitcoin controlled market. So when Bitcoin does take the leap of faith and falls, 80%, we will see altcoins very, very, very volatile, and that's where we will see those major 90% pullbacks on prices. For an example, just to give you guys an update, we'll just go from here and we'll come down about 90%. So let's say if we top out at 10 bucks, no, it's not exactly $10, don't scold me, but even if we drop just 90%, we'll basically be back at around, let's kind of zoom in just to make sure that we have our overall insight. We'll basically be at about 89 cents, I think, or $1 realistically. So that's basically where we will bottom out at, which, hey, I mean, $10 to $1 is totally fine with me. Who knows where we really will lie, and it all depends on the factors of utility and utilization to really know where we will fall and top out at. But that's my overall plan, to rebuy the dip. It is what it is. Most people will continue saying that we're in a forever market where we just continue to go higher and higher. We're in a super market. This is a super cycle, whatever. But realistically, I don't think that that's the case. Wow, I'm so late. George Glider from Kitco News talking about Hashgraph on Freedom Fest 2021. Incredible to hear. Good luck. Thanks, Nick. Sorry. Greetings from Netherlands. Hey, how's the Netherlands, dude? Honestly, I've never been outside of the United States, to be completely honest with you. I've never traveled. I'm just going to be completely honest with you, but I do want to go to the Netherlands. Hi, Nick. Will there be a chance for a market dip again? Yeah, definitely. There's always a chance of a market dip. We're not out of the clear yet. I do think that Bitcoin is in a significant level here. I think that we're at make or break levels. Realistically, I think that this is a very good channel that we're in. But realistically, we could see a pullback at any time. And I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too scared about it. I don't think that we drop too much. It will most likely be a nice retracement period from where we basically topped out at here to around a 13%. It would basically be in the middle of about 40K. So I think that that's possible, and it will scare a lot of people, but wouldn't be too crazy to me. $3 to $4, and I'll be able to give my boss the middle finger. Let's go HBAR, keep building up the pressure. Yeah, I do think that HBAR is one of those assets, like, we've consolidated for so long, so the next breakout point is going to be huge. I really can't, can't say it enough. I really can't. Love the red circles. I'm screenshotting this. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Ncash, you're making that HBAR cash out stages video today. Yeah, I'm going to do an update on that. I will definitely make that here shortly. I'm selling everything and then buying back at a discount during the bear market, then rinse and repeat in 2025. We are so early to this game. Supermarket, let's pick up these cheap HBARs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I meant super cycle, but I'll take supermarket too. I mean, it's totally fine. Yep, I agree. The ones calling for a super cycle will not take any profits and bag hold through another 3 to 4 year bear market. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the XRP thing. Like, there's still holders from 2017 and 2018 on XRP, which is totally fine. I mean, you're in profit throughout that entire time, but it's still one of those things. Like, if we get to a certain point, you got to sell, and you just kind of buy the dip, if you will. How do you know so much so young? Honestly, just studied and, learn every single day. Like, there was once a time in my life where the only thing that I did was go to school, come home, and play video games. And I've realized now that there's so much time wasted in a day that you could spend learning and pretty much, grasping a ton of free knowledge. Like, I have so many entrepreneur books, so many books that I read on a daily basis that could really expand your mind in terms of financial freedom. And there's always room, and like, a lot of people think that there's no improvement after a certain amount of time, but there is. I say it even like with fitness and like the gym. Like, I love fitness and I love going to the gym. It's something that really kind of clears your mind, helps you with a lot of emotions as well. Like, if you're struggling, I'm telling you guys right now, and I don't mean to like sound like a support group or anything, but if you guys are struggling emotionally, physically, whatever the case may be, I'm telling you guys, go for a walk, lift some weights, do something. I'm telling you guys, that little bit of disconnection from, a phone, from technology, from anything, it does wonders for you. Like, it's so great to really kind of connect with yourself in that, overall basis of just kind of bettering yourself. It's something so, it's great. And you're never too old to just go for a nice walk. You're never too old to learn something new. And you're never too old to get into something like crypto. Like, I see a lot of people say, oh, I'm 50 years old, I'm 60 years old, I'm this old, that old. It sucks that I got into this just now when I could. We have to stop with don't compare yourself to anybody else, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are financially, physically, anything. Just focus on yourself. Do better than what you were doing yesterday, and you'll totally be fine. You'll be successful. Don't envy anybody else's success. Just get out there and go do it. I'm telling you guys, incredible. Thanks a lot, Nick. I'm not scared either, so I'm looking forward to accumulating. Yup, definitely. That's my plan as well, to sell at my goals and buy back in the bear market. Yeah, definitely. I listen to your videos as a podcast every time I work, so I never missed your videos. I appreciate that. I seriously do. Thank you so much. Yeah, spent a lot of time shooting bad guys on CSS, all the wasted years. Yeah, I mean, it's so, I love video games. I think that they're great as well to kind of disconnect. It's really kind of good for your cognitive thinking as well. Certain games, like fast-paced FPS games and stuff, really kind of get your eye movement going. Could actually really improve your eye vision as well. But too much of anything is bad for you. Do you read the Hedera monthly newsletter on them working with a drone company on deliveries, Neurons Technologies, and Hedera? I just recently seen it. I think that it is pretty incredible. I do think that this is only the beginning for innovation at Hedera, and I do think that they'll connect with a lot of companies as well. I do think that drone deliveries are the future. They're actually kind of already doing that overseas from Amazon, so who knows? It's the idea that like drones don't have to touch things with their hands, and there's germs and stuff. Like, that's the biggest fear now, especially after COVID. Like, a lot of people are scared to touch anything, and I think that that's where the big selling point comes with drones as well. Disconnect from phone and screen, says the guy who puts out 14 YouTube videos a day. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is, but I mean, I just want to keep you guys updated. Well, I appreciate them. I'm 43, looking for huge XRP gains. You cannot make these profits in stocks. Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, I even said it to like my dad, right? So my dad is in his 40s. He actually just got into crypto last year in November. He's in profit, extreme profit as well. And I even told him, I said, you're working every single day. You're not financially free. You have burdens. You have financial burdens. The easiest way to get over those financial burdens, to disconnect from working ever again, because guess what? We were not born to work our entire lives. We just weren't. I understand that a lot of people work to not be bored, to pretty much, I know boredom is a killer, but guess what? There's so much wasted time in the day for a lot of individuals that go work a 9 to 5, work at a factory. Trust me, and I don't say anything like that in disrespect. I'm just saying we were never meant for that. Everybody has so much more potential than what they, give themselves. Like, people working in an office building all day long, every single day, you have so much more potential than that. We have billion-dollar ideas in our brains. We just a lot of people just don't understand how to bring them to fruition. But I can tell you right now, working for somebody else, making that person rich every single day while you pretty much slave away is just not the way. So I always say, if you could get financial freedom from investing in crypto, holding crypto, being able to quit and, pretty much go and work on your passions on the sides, creating passive income while you could spend more time with your family, that's where the true value is unlocked. Like, it's not, true value isn't unlocked by having the Lamborghini, by having Gucci and Louis Vuitton and having these Rolexes and all this stuff to make, everybody know that you have cash. Like, that stuff is all garbage. Don't even like, you know, I thought about it so many times. I'm young. So, when you see stuff in like movies and you see people like with these mansions, these $1 million cars and stuff, it's easy to be psychologically connected to that kind of stuff and get a little bit emotional and say, wow, I really want the Lamborghini just so that I could look like that guy. But that is never a healthy thing to do. It's not good for your overall psychological health. Um, I just focus on time. I look at money as a tool to build time. I don't look at money as an aspect to make my life better, to make me happier, for any of that, right? I look at money as a tool to build time so that I could spend time with my family and doing things that I truly love, that will truly make me happy. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it could create time for you to go out and be happy. Good for your dad. Laugh aloud. My dad just called. He bought a bunch of XRP at 60 cents. Dude, that's great for your dad. Completely agree on the topic of modern day working. Yeah, modern day working is absolutely, it's a nightmare, man. I want to quit my job and live on a farm. I would maybe like a small swimming pool and maybe a little boat to take the kids out on the lake. Yeah, I mean that's all. That's what it's all about, honestly. Like, I basically work from home, even with my side businesses and stuff. Um, like I've always worked from home. I did construction for a little over a year. I worked outside. Didn't mind it. I actually liked construction. I like building things. I'm more of a visual person. Like if I could, basically build something from nothing, that's incredible. I love it. But the thing about construction that worried me was that in just the small amount of time that I did it, I could tell that my body was breaking down. And now I kind of realize why a lot of people who are in construction basically can't walk at a certain age. They have a bad back. They have this, that. Construction is a killer. There's a lot of careers out there that will do the same to you as well. It will break you down slowly. And at some point in time, you basically work just to die. And that's sad. So, I basically work from home now, created my businesses. They do well. And I don't mean this to brag or anything. I'm just saying, like, anybody could do it. Like, I didn't go to college. I don't have a college education. I thought college was a scam. Still do. Certain degrees require it. Like, for example, my girlfriend's going to college to be a nurse. Obviously, she needed to go to college. But for the most part, if you can get away with not going to college, which you can, there's people that build $1 million businesses just from, learning themselves. That's the best way to do it, because college is such a bad financial scam that gets you trapped in to these massive prices of, degrees that is just not good. Not good. I want to be a house husband while staking crypto. Yep, definitely. I'm already retired at 40 and live deep in the mountains. Wouldn't change a thing except change to name brand ramen. Started my own business on the side of my full-time job, and between that and crypto, I'll never have to work for someone else again. Yep, definitely. Hello, hey, what's going on? Hi, I'm a nurse too. Hey, that's great to hear. Totally agree on college. I'm in a medical field too. It's not super fun. Been buying the dip since June. Yeah, college is just not good. 1 second, let me get a drink of water. So, my thing about college that I don't like is that going back to the 1970s, you can get a full semester for about $100. Now, a full semester is like $13,000. What changed in literally 50 years, right? That's what I don't understand. Like, you have these teachers and these professors that are making 6 figures plus a year. And I just don't realize, I don't see the difference, to be completely honest with you, between a college professor and a high school teacher. Why do they have to make 6 figures a year? They're teaching you the same thing. They're teaching you out of a book. It's just ridiculous to me. I think that college is extremely overpriced. There's money that is flowing to absolutely nothing. There's way too much money involved in college. There's something happening. I don't know if it's embezzlement. I don't know where the money's going, but there's no reason why a semester, like my girlfriend, it's like $100,000 a year to go to college. I just don't see how it could be that. A lot of greedy admins that just look at hospitals like big business. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see it all the time. Like, they actually want their systems to get hacked and stuff so that they could get more money on the back end from government grants. It's ridiculous. Guys, enjoy your life. Klaus Schwab got your life planned unless we change it to the narrative. Right, and that's not just inflation. College has become a business and not about the education anymore. Yep, definitely. Bingo. Way too much concentration on sports, too. It's the college experience that's expensive. Yeah, they sell you it. You know, I remember growing up and from a young age, I would always watch like college movies. Like college movies was the big thing in the 90s and the early 2000s. And college movies were fun, right? They kind of sold you on the overall emotion side of college. They sold you on the party scene. Oh, it's so fun. You can go there and you could, there's so many girls, especially for like guys. Like guys, like people think as a guy that you need to go to college. The experience is so incredible. But it's not that, right? Everything in movies, everything in TV shows, everything like that is all glamorized. College really is not like that at all. College, I'll tell you right now, I've seen it with my girlfriend. She struggles every single day. The grind is so real. Like, college kids are astronomically stressed. You could read about it all the time. Like, there's college kids that actually die from heart attacks from one, the lack of sleep, so much stress. There's so many burdens on them. They're struggling in so much, amount of debt. Like, the college system is so failed. It's astronomically failed. And so is, even going back to like the healthcare scene, there's people that can't get insulin that are dying because insulin prices are so high. What has changed? Like, I'm allergic to bees, right? I've been allergic to bees my entire life. And EpiPens are like $2,000, and you have to get them refilled every 6 months. So it's about $4,000 a year for EpiPens. Like, how? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, it's something that is literally saving your life, and it's that high in price. There's no reason for it at all. We're getting it from overseas first off for pennies on the dollar, and we're astronomically charging way too much for people in our own country. It's crazy to me. There is a lot of systems in this world that are failed systems. And I'll tell you what is the biggest failed system right now. It is finance. Finance is one of the biggest problems in our world right now. And guess what is going to solve that problem? Crypto. XRP could really solve that problem, especially with ODL. And that's why I talk about it so much. And I know that I sound like a broken record when I talk about ODL services for XRP. But that's really what's going to drive the price for XRP to like triple digits to 4 digits. It really does have the potential to be that as well. Side note, as much as I want your channel to succeed, this is also super chill. Just chatting with this small group. Laugh out loud. I appreciate it, man. And honestly, like, I'm not too focused on the growth. Like, trust me, we've gained over 2,000 subscribers this month alone. And that is crazy to me. Like, in the past 28 days, we gained about 2.5k subs. I cannot believe that. Like, I remember when I just started this, like, I just want to say right now, I really don't need, any sort of payment at all on YouTube. But when I first started, I originally was just starting to help people kind of get aware of crypto, because there's a lot of people out there that don't understand it. I have my friends asking me all the time, dude, what is up with crypto? What is this? What is this? I just tell them, check out my YouTube channel. Like, I talk about everything. Like, there's nothing hidden behind a paid course. I talk to you guys about my exit strategies. I talk to you guys about, my research strategy. I tell you guys my top 5, top 3, top 4, and all that stuff. Like, I'm not trying to sell you guys on a course. I could easily make a 30-minute course on how I do my research. I could do a course on my exit strategies. I could do all this stuff and sell you guys it, but I'm not doing that. Like, honestly, the only thing that I sell you guys on is this. And this is something that I personally think is worth more than a course, because I'm not just regurgitating content for you guys. at astronomical high prices. I'm selling you guys posters that I created that are just cool. Like, I would honestly hang all of these on my wall. I'm not going to sell you guys something that I personally wouldn't buy. Like, for an example, I just wouldn't buy a course. There's no reason to buy a crypto course. I'm just telling you guys right now, anybody that is selling you a course out there, there is no reason to buy it. Because anything that is stuck behind a course, it is easy to find on YouTube or anything. Like, you could do that research by yourself. Yeah, this is cool. I am full-time employed and half-time student in business management. I find it great to learn how the money works. Yeah, definitely. I love money. I love, the business aspect of things. Like, when I say I love money, I don't mean that I love it in a way that like I need it or anything. I just like seeing how money works. Like, money just isn't just a thing that people can buy things with. Like, money actually flows throughout the entire ecosystem to make everything run smoothly. And I think that's the main reason why things are crazy in certain markets in the US, because we are astronomically high in hyperinflation because of just printing alone. So it's very rough to see. The HBAR community respects your content. I appreciate that. EpiPens, the price jump is thanks to Biden increasing it. Sad fact. Yeah, it sucks, man. HBAR poster in my garage gym. Laugh out loud. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Question, do you like ADA? I don't like ADA just because of how unreliable they are as a team. Why don't you draw patterns on charts, Nick? I just don't like patterns. Like, for an example, a lot of people just do, like, for an example, we'll just go from the top of this candle. Like, a lot of people like to do this, where they're like, oh, look at, we just broke out above this. Like, that is not the way to do it. I personally like to just have support and resistance lines. Because that's where you could pretty much see where we actually break out at. Like, I do like Elliott Wave. For an example, we can go over here to Twitter. It's gonna compose a tweet real quick. I don't know why it's stuck on that, but for an example, one individual that I like a lot that is very credible in my opinion is Crypto Tony. He does Elliott Wave. He's actually one of the very few that I do like in terms of their overall content. And this is what I mean. Like, this is Elliott Wave. This is pretty much structured to see where Matic will go. And I do think that this is great. I do think that it's logical. Now, this will change drastically with price action though. So it is what it is. I'm more so betting on support lines being broken, resistance lines being targeted, and stuff like that. You have to try and think 10 to 20 years in the future. I feel crypto is only going to be adopted and become mainstream. Hardly anyone where I work has a clue. Just me and one doctor. I try to encourage them to look into crypto, but not many interested. Yeah, that's the way it is everywhere too, sadly. Sorry, I was taking a drink, but yeah, that's a lot of people don't think that crypto is worth the investment because of how volatile it is, but I don't think that they understand with like volatile prices. You could have a day where XRP does something like this, does 140% of a run up, which is seen never in any stocks, and then it will just come down about, like, let's say 40%. You're still up 100%, so it doesn't matter. A lot of people don't look at like the actual small lines, right? They don't look at the gains that are being made still. It's crazy to me. Like, for example, I was investing back in the March of 2020 drop. It's where I really kind of got into crypto this year, because we've seen a very significant drop. Obviously, I accumulated during the dip in 2018 to 2020, but this is where I loaded up heavy, because if you guys see, that is the lowest price that we've seen since even pre-2017 and 2018 prices. So this was where you really wanted to load up, and I remember buying back here, and we never reached those prices again, so I was basically in profit the entire time. So no matter what kind of volatile price action happened, I was still in profit. There was no reason to get emotional or anything about XRP's overall price. Yeah, they always know Bitcoin, they always know Ethereum, they always know the big targets. And you know what's funny about that is that when we look over here, what is the main two assets that are always talked about on the news, on pushed media agenda? It's these two. These two are not the winners, guys. They have already done their job. They've paved the way for many other altcoins. And don't get me wrong, they'll be around forever. But when we look at XRP, you don't see them talking about XRP's ODL service. Whenever they talk about XRP, they don't talk about, oh, hey, they're going to be unlocking massive amounts of capital. I'm telling you, there's a lot of assets that are not talked about in ways that Bitcoin and Ethereum should be talked about. HBAR is another one of those assets that are very hidden from the individuals that should be investing into it because it's going to make a lot of people rich. Same goes for XRP. I can tell you why Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that are being talked about a lot. It's because they are not going to make you guys filthy rich. They don't want you to make money. That pushed media agenda does not talk about DOTs. It does not talk about, major infrastructure changes with finance because, XRP is going to do that. Same with HBAR. A lot of these, overall fintech assets like QNT, AOBT, DAG, XDC, a lot of these assets that are going to do incredible moves this bull run are not going to be talked about. I don't even think XRP is going to be talked about in the way that it's supposed to be talked about for a few years to come still. Yeah, we get the news about the ODL service ramping up, but nobody understands it, except for us, right? Because I talked about it multiple times. I've discussed it with you guys. I've talked about how we get to $100 XRP, how we get to $1,000 XRP, and eventually how we get to a $10,000 XRP. But a lot of people can't fathom that. They're like, that's way too much money. There's not enough money in the world for XRP to hit those prices. But, when you actually look into things logically and you do the research and you do, the studying that you need to do and you actually look up these terms, you break it all down, you look at Swift and how much money Swift moves a year, and, you look at the B2B payments, SMEs, and stuff like that. It's like, it really opens your eyes to the value behind XRP's ODL service. It's not just, hey, we're going to unlock this much money. It's the idea that they are going to move so much money and unlock that money as well and be utilized on a massive scale, especially around the world 24/7, 365 days a year. The utility aspect of it is going to be absolutely crazy. Right now, we are in a bear and bull market, but wait until we are in a utility market where utility coins are the big show and Bitcoin is no longer in the top 10, right? Because that's going to be, the real thing at some point in time in the future where Bitcoin is no longer king. What about XLM? I bought into both, but XRP has gone up much more. XLM is a bit slower. Any insight? It's because XLM is not utilized in the same way that XRP is utilized. XLM doesn't have the ODL service that XRP has. So, XLM is basically for me and you for B2B payments, and that's basically what it is. So, it's more so P2P. So it's basically just retail use. When you hear the news, speak on something too much, it's too late. Yep. That is true. When the shoe shine boy is giving you stock tips, it's time to sell. Yeah, definitely. I don't remember who said that. I have to go, man. Thank you for your content. Appreciate your videos. Keep them coming. Yep, I'll see you, man. Bitcoin was a beta testing. Yeah, I don't know. Bitcoin is just, it's old technology, man. It's like it's like a landline phone, and XRP is a cell phone. It's just, we're light years ahead of what Bitcoin could ever be and ever do. And I have news for you. Anybody that is saying that Bitcoin is going to be utilized in the financial areas and the financial markets is lying to you. It can't. It can't. It's the same reason why Visa and MasterCard are going to need to work on a DLT at some point in time and pretty much scale. It's because the demand for it is far too high for the supply. Visa and MasterCard can only transact roughly about 1,500 to 10,000 transactions per second. and still it has a hard time to do that. Only store of value Bitcoin. And it's not even a store of value. That's the thing. Like, the store of value aspect is such a made up use case to give it a use case. Realistically, Bitcoin is not a store of value. It's just an asset that continues to climb because of media coverage and influencer pretty much shilling, if you will. Same thing kind of goes for Dogecoin. Dogecoin has no true use case until it's on the Flare networks as an F asset. And even then, I still will never buy Dogecoin. And I'll be completely honest with you, I just won't. Yeah, I mean, as long as people believe in it, that's all that really kind of matters, because, people will buy anything. And that's a clear sign. Like, you could sell anything to anybody as long as you sell it good enough. And that's exactly why Dogecoin was sold. You had somebody like Elon Musk, which a lot of people have trust in. I personally don't like the guy. I told you guys my personal opinion on it overall. But you have somebody like Elon Musk that has a ton of influence over individuals because they think that he's some genius, that he's doing everything that's great. But realistically, there's 4.2 million, almost 4.3 million holders of Dogecoin right now. And it's just like one of those assets that a lot of people still think are going to $1, $2, $3, but it's not. It's really not. QNT ain't going nowhere while XLM and XRP are going to the moon. QNT is going somewhere. Trust me. I mean, you don't need to be holding it, but QNT is going to be a 5-digit asset at some point in time in the future. Musk is an actor. Yeah, I honestly think he's a paid shill. I think he's just kind of shilling something to sell it. The power of celebs and media. Yeah, I mean, the media was hyping up Dogecoin. Like, it's the same reason why I hate Coinbase. Like, Coinbase was doing a $300,000 giveaway when Dogecoin was pumping. Like, they were doing it at 70 cents. If you bought and sold Dogecoin at that point in time, you were pretty much in the giveaway for $300,000. What's your thoughts on when QNT will break out again to all-time highs? Well, let's look at the overall chart for it. Let's actually use the Bitcoin dominance scale. So QNT is one of those assets that has ran significantly. Let's use the Coinbase one because I think that there's more data on it. Yeah, so this is one of those assets that already bottomed out. It already had its nice pullback, which we do see here. Let's put the horizontal line here. So this is its bottom support, and we need to get back to an all-time high. So, oh, sorry about that. So basically, the thing is that what we mainly want to see on QNT is a break above resistance, which we do see that there is nice resistance around here at that $166 range. So until we break out of this $166 range, we are not going to move up significantly higher, but once we do break out of it, we still have a few resistance points to break. For example, we have $177, not a dollar, and then after that, we have this resistance point as well. And then it's pretty much targeting 197, going to $200 plus, and breaking out of that wedge and going into price discovery again, where we do go higher. So it is what it is. There is still some, supports that we could break down to. For example, $149 could be a nice pullback, or we could even go lower and pull back down here to about $146. So a few target points realistically is, just kind of staying in this overall chop zone until we break out of $166, and then at that point we could pretty much target these other resistance points and finally get that break above $200. Hello everyone. Hey, welcome to the chat, Stevenson. I appreciate you for stopping by. XRP is still trying to go to that 98-cent zone, trying to get to that dollar. Going to be a little bit of a fight overall, but it is looking pretty good overall. This candle is absolutely incredible, to be completely honest with you guys. Sorry, excuse me. And HBAR is still sitting stable. I do think that it's all on Bitcoin right now. Like, Bitcoin is a make or break out of this overall rectangle. Like, until we break out on this, we're not going to really kind of see too much movement. You said this week you thought Bitcoin was going to pull back to 37-ish. Yeah. Um, I seriously do think that we could pull back to about 40K. I do think that 37K is out of the question now after we had this nice impulse on the 9th. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's holding nice. Yep, definitely it is holding nice. I do think that the lowest that we go on Bitcoin now, if we do have a pullback, it's most likely about 40K to about 43K now. Because like I said, the higher that we go, the lower the pullback chance. Yeah, this week isn't over. Realistically, we could have a nice pullback anywhere between, if we talk about a 13%, 13% is 40K. I do think that 40K is a very good possible pullback. I think that that is a strong support zone, even if we look here, and even if we look back here. So this would be a nice pullback, in my opinion. I do think that it would be healthy, and I do think that once we get to that point, we don't have to go lower. I mean, 37K is fairly low at that point. Like, we break down below key support zones. So I don't think that we go too much lower than that. If anything, we could retest about 38.8K, nearly 39K, and we'll bounce off of the overall 100-day MA. And then that would basically give us that nice zone of going much higher to about 50K plus. So it would probably be about, I would say 52K. I think 52K is a nice support zone up there, especially if we look back here. We could actually kind of see that. 1 second. So if we look back here, this is pretty much a nice resistance point as well that we could pretty much top out at. We've seen it multiple times back here as well, even back here on that pretty nice jump up here. So we'll most likely sit stable there for about a couple days before we get a major breakout of this zone. So until then, I'm not going to really long my trades. I'm still waiting for a pullback because it's just healthy. It's kind of similar to what we did here. We had a nice pullback. This was, again, if we look here, we can see the percentage. So it loves 13%, and about roughly 13%, I should say. So say for so we mimic that same dropping point. So 1266. I think I can just get 1267. So it is still around that 40K mark. That would be very highly likely, in my opinion. So we really got to watch for this weekend. Weekends are usually volatile, but we are not guaranteed to fall. Like I said, the volume has been picking up very nice, and yeah, I mean, it looks very good for another kind of similar run to this because it's doing the same pattern. Any chance XLM pulls back or just going to break out big? It will pull back if Bitcoin pulls back, so I mean, everything will. About to head home, going to keep listening in the car. Thanks, man, for all the insight and for staying super positive. No problem, man. I appreciate it, Robert. But yeah, I think that we'll do a 2-hour live stream. So about 27 minutes left. We'll continue to watch XRP. We'll continue to watch XRP and also HBAR until they break a significant level. So we'll stream for about another 27 minutes or so, and then I'm going to end the stream, and then I'll record a few videos, and then I'll pretty much update you guys most likely tomorrow or tonight if I do have time. But the market does look fairly good. Everything is still looking stable. Like I said, XRP is doing significant moves. We are about to break 98 cents. Hopefully we could hold it this time, because that is actually some key resistance. As you guys just seen, we kind of dropped down a little bit from there. So that is a nice resistance zone that we could mark on the chart. So that is pretty much our next target point to really break to get to that dollar plus. And even if we look back here, this is a nice resistance point where we basically fall down from as well. So we really need to break out of this. Until we do, we'll most likely not see a dollar. So I'm still waiting for this break and hold above this line here. And the same goes for HBAR too. Like, I have this line here on HBAR. We need to break and hold above this. This is practically 24 cents, if you will. I do think that will basically, I think at some point in time, maybe this week, maybe next week. Next week, I do think that it's going to be incredible for crypto because I already told you guys that the middle of August into the end of August is going to be very good for all of crypto, including Bitcoin, XRP, HBAR, so forth. I do think that that's where we'll see the most price action happen, and then it will lead us into the fall, where basically, we'll see a lot of price action ensuing, where we'll see major moves up in the market. So yeah, sometime soon we'll never see XRP under $1 ever again. Yeah, definitely. Especially if we go to those higher targets at like $20 to $30 this bull run, which I do think are very possible. I think that after that point we don't come back down to any of these levels again. I think that these prices will soon never be seen ever again. And it goes for a lot of assets too, like even HBAR, right? Like if we top out at $10 this bull run and we have a 90% pullback, we're never seeing these prices ever again. I don't even think 20 cents will ever be seen again after this bull run, to be completely honest with you guys. So, if you're buying here, it's low risk, high reward in my opinion. And a lot of people, say, hey, HBAR is going nowhere, but we cannot ignore today's move because this is over 50% of an increase in price from these, dips back here. And, if we're going back to these dips, it's nearly almost 100%. So you cannot ignore the price action on HBAR. A lot of people still say that we haven't moved significantly, but they're just looking at it on a zoomed in state. But if you look at the 1 week, we are up significantly, especially even going back to the beginning of 2021. Just look at this. So from the bottom of this candle, this is on January 4th, we did over a 1,500% of an increase in price. We had a pullback, which obviously we were waiting for because after a 1,500+% jump, we're going to have a pullback. It's healthy. So we had that pullback. We started to go for another breakout. Bitcoin dropped. That's when HBAR dropped, and that's when we started to trade sideways. But even now, at these prices, we are still up 754% of an increase in price. So anybody who thinks that HBAR isn't moving either bought too high or they didn't sell and take profits. So it's just my overall point on the idea that do not listen to short-term individuals. Trust me, we have moved significantly. So I do think that it's only a matter of time before we get to the point where we truly fly on a lot of these altcoins. HOLO and HBAR is two coins that won't be under 30 cents. Yeah, definitely. Could you take a look at Bitcoin logarithmic curves and discuss your perspective on that? Realistically speaking, I don't think that we really need to look at the curves. I think that right now, realistically, all we have to really look at is the overall MAs being broken and being targeted, and then also the support and overall resistance zones. There's nothing really to actually analyze besides the fact that volume has been picking up significantly. Buy pressure is very high. Sell pressure isn't really there. The bears are absolutely losing this overall fight on Bitcoin, and realistically speaking, there's really nothing to kind of look at in terms of the overall next target point, which would be 48K. I think that 48K, once we hit 48K and break over that, it's pretty much clear skies for us to move higher. But it is what it is. I think we will have another chance to buy in. 100% market is going to crash and pulls all down. Yeah, we'll probably have one last chance at a nice buy. I've been saying it multiple times that we'll have one last pullback on Bitcoin, and that's when we'll basically be able to really buy our favorite altcoins at a little bit of a discount. But it's hard to tell where XRP will actually pull back at that point because XRP, the volume has been crazy on XRP. This is, there's only a few other altcoins that are really kind of rallying against XRP. For example, ADA has been rallying, with us, but we are actually outperforming ADA by 1%, a fraction of a percent, on the 24-hour. But there's some other altcoins that are doing better than us. For example, Matic is doing incredible. But XRP is one of the top gainers right now on the 24-hour. So we are doing incredible moves. There's no doubt about it. It's great to see, especially for even HBAR, because HBAR, we have been, trading sideways for such a long time. And it kind of goes into aspect where um, a lot of people, again, they think that HBAR is never going to move, but when it does move, they're just disappointed by the movement because they think that we're going to $1 plus like as soon as possible. But I am very excited for what's to come this bull run. Like the prices that we're seeing right now compared to what we're actually going to be seeing very soon, it's just crazy to me. Also, in terms of the whole Bitcoin logarithmic curves, um, they're saying that we could see like 100K this bull run, but I don't know. It's hard for me to see Bitcoin at 100K because I think that's where a lot of people are waiting to sell their Bitcoin. And I just think that the market will capitalize on that and shake them out because they'll most likely be bag holding for another 3 to 4 years to get to that 100K target. And I think that a major sell off will happen before we get to 100K on Bitcoin. That's just my opinion. But I can tell you right now, I am definitely not selling XRP at any of these prices right now. I just don't think that it makes sense for me to sell because it's just way too low for me to sell right now, even with the amount of gains that I've made. And the same kind of goes for HBAR too. Like I'm not going to be selling HBAR anytime soon. It just again, it just does not make sense. But I am very excited for staking and also starting to come out with HBAR. I think that that's going to be the real game changer. I know that a lot of people are still waiting on that. I know a lot of people are anticipating it, just like I am, because I think that that's where we'll really see the moves in the market, which they are coming in Q4 of 2021. How much HBAR are you holding? I usually don't discuss that. I don't disclose that information, to be completely honest with you. It's just like, it's not good to tell people how much you hold. And the reason for that is because then you kind of become a target of, malicious intent. So I kind of don't discuss that information, to be completely honest with you. But just know that I've been accumulating for a very long time on HBAR. And I mean, it's not like the idea that I don't like to talk about how much I hold. It's more so like, I don't know. It's just like a weird subject to me. I just, I don't know. Same kind of goes for XRP too. Like a lot of people, they look at like the XRP chart, but the funny thing about XRP holders is that the like top 5% only hold about like 5K XRP. Isn't that crazy to think about? Like you could easily hold 5K plus XRP right now. Especially on this dip down here, like it only cost you like $1,000. Just it's crazy to me how cheap that we were getting XRP this year, especially like the whole SEC sort of lawsuit was such a blessing in disguise for us to accumulate XRP at these cheap prices that were basically just 6 cents above the March 2020 drop. If you didn't capitalize on that, man, you missed out because that was such a great time to buy XRP when all the fear was flowing through the market. It really kind of shows you that you should really buy the fear, not sell it, because anybody who bought here is up significantly, especially once we jumped up to these prices up here. And overall, that SEC lawsuit is actually a blessing in disguise just because it will result in regulatory clarity for XRP in the US, which I think is great as well. Because there's no way that we're losing. Like, if you look at the facts, there's so much that is going against the overall SEC's fight, especially once we got into that discovery phase where Garlinghouse basically got the selling records from overseas. Like all of the selling of XRP was done off of the US grounds, so they have no overall authority over those sellings, which I thought was funny as well. Again, I think it's only a matter of time before XRP is truly regulated by the government and we get regulatory clarity and we become the first asset in the space to get regulatory clarity. And I think that that's really going to push the value of XRP as well, not only the ODL service. And HBAR is already kind of compliant with the SEC, so I think that HBAR is totally fine as well in terms of regulatory clarity. I think that HBAR is going to be a great asset to hold during that time. There's 11,221 cryptos, and it grows day by day. And I do think that a lot of them are going to disappear, especially once regulatory clarity is in place. Regulations are going to be a game changer for crypto. And I do think that it's only a matter of time before we do see them in the space. A lot of people are concerned about it. A lot of people are pro and con against regulations, but there's nothing really to worry about. Like, I do think that it's good for crypto because it allows for a lot more innovation and adoption to actually happen utilizing crypto in governments and stuff like that. Especially, even in regards to XRP, like we have a ton of US based clients that haven't been able to utilize XRP, and I'm sure that they're waiting to. And once that happens, like once we get regulatory clarity, once we get relisted on all exchanges, and once we get our US based customers back, I think that it's pretty much game over for the price of XRP. Will you get into NFTs? Big fan of your work, by the way. Keep it up. Yeah, I mean, I sell NFTs right now. I actually have I have a Rarible. You guys can pretty much check it out. There's a link in my description and stuff. I sell NFTs. I pretty much make them and sell them. I don't really buy them. I bought one and I sold it for like a nice profit point, but that's about it. But besides that, I don't really trade NFTs, to be honest. And I know that there's a lot of money in it, but it's just something that I'm not interested in. Wish I had the urge to get in crypto earlier, to get to know it. Got in at January 2021. As someone who lives in Brazil, here the score is $5 to $1. So buy as much as you can, guys, especially XRP, as Nick says. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they just cannot fathom the idea of XRP getting to certain price points because they just think of it as boxing themselves in with market cap. But market cap does not mean everything, guys. We need to focus on the bigger picture at hand. And the bigger picture at hand is the fact that when you look at XRP's overall price, you look at the overall vision behind it. Like, even if we come over here, right? I'm just going to go to Ripple, their overall website. So when we look at the overall payment structure of what they're doing with the ODL service, right? That on-demand liquidity, everything will flow over XRP. And I know a lot of people say all of the money, but it will take time to get all of the money. But we could say for certain that we'll most likely get the SME business, which is $15 trillion, a $10 to $15 trillion market, which will boost our price to $150. And then we also have to talk about the B2B payment structure and the B2B payment market. So just to give you guys a little bit of an insight, the B2B market right now is currently worth, so they're saying, I don't know, so I wish that this told us trillions, but right now it's worth 7.72 trillion, I believe. I don't think that that's correct. Let's actually go to market overall price. I don't know if it's going to give me that. It should have said in under growth what price it was. So let's just see what this is saying. So 7,659.4 million. I think that's like in trillions. I don't know why they're measuring it like that. That's kind of weird, to be honest. But this is pretty much all those B2B payments. You guys can pretty much tell with Amazon, Alibaba, Rakuten, India Mart, Walmart. A lot of these are huge named B2B payments, and a lot of them are impacted by high-cost cross-border payments. The B2B payment structure is very flawed. Like I said, it's crazy. So let's actually look up business-to-business market value. Let's do that. So 6.64 trillion they're saying right now, with an 18.7% increase from 2021 to 2028. So it's going to grow day by day. I do think that these numbers are wrong though, because the SME business is worth 10 to 15 trillion. So I don't know. They are saying though, so I guess that this is just in one fiscal year that they did 6.64 trillion, which is crazy to me. But they are saying that it's going to grow day by or year by year. By 2028, it's going to be absolutely massive, and by that time, we'll most likely have XRP situated in the ODL service. So that's going to be absolutely crazy to see, especially if they are moving that much money overall, which I think that is going to be just absolutely crazy. Let's look at the total market value. Let's see what that is. So they're saying by 2028 it will be $25.65 trillion. That's more than the overall stock market right now. Oh, and thanks for your knowledge, my man Nick, and your time and patience. I really appreciate it. No problem, man. I appreciate it as well. Love HBAR. Been involved since 2018. It's a slow burner, but it's going to be huge. Don't miss out. Yeah, definitely. Indeed, Chris. Got some of my as well. My little brother got me into HBAR. I owe him. Yeah, dude. HBAR is such an incredible asset as well. But this ODL service, you can't sleep on it. This ODL XRP service is absolutely crazy to think about. Like, they are really going to be utilizing this everywhere because of how liquid it is, fast, affordable, on-demand liquidity is nothing to be, unaware of. Like, you need to be aware of on-demand liquidity and how big of a use case it actually is. And this is what I was talking about earlier, right? Like, XRP will be the main converter for all currencies, and that's where we do see like the sender of a different bank to a different bank utilizing XRP as the main converter. Like, it's really going to power that overall structure. So you're definitely going to want to look at that and really kind of do the research on where the true value of XRP lies. HBAR's value lies within how many transactions it's going to actually do a month, a day, a year, and so forth. Would you sell HBAR now and put into XRP for now? No, absolutely not. I would HODL both of them because they're both going to increase significantly in value. Like, we got to remember that we're still very early on HBAR. Like, right now I don't know what the value here. Let's go to Dragon Glass real quick. So currently right now on HBAR, we've currently done about 1.5 billion transactions, right? And I know that this sounds incredible. This looks great on paper, but realistically, the fact is that this overall amount of transactions, when we multiply it by what our current fee is, which is that, it's only about $153,756 in revenue in just a year. So that is how much HBAR or Hedera themselves made off of those amount of transactions. So that's actually a very small amount of transactions. That's why we need more transactions per second and more GC members and partners that are actually running live projects. So until then, we're not going to see a massive influx in price. So realistically, we're going to need about, I would say, 100 billion transactions to really see a lot of value to be unlocked, because at that point, then we actually see the true value, right? This is $10 million at 100 billion transactions, which I think if we could do 1 billion transactions a day, that will be a game changer for HBAR. Yeah, I got both, but definitely have way more HBAR. Yeah, and that's totally fine. Like, I'll be honest, like, HBAR is my main hold. I actually have more HBAR than XRP myself, and I'm totally fine with it. Love to watch your vid about HBAR. Keep it up, Nick, from Japan. I believe that's Japan, yeah. I mean, hey, that's awesome to hear. I love it. A lot of people around the world that watch my videos, and it's honestly extremely humbling, to be completely honest with you. Wish we could see HBAR taken off so we could dive in its profits into XRP. Would mean the world to me. Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned with it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think about flipping HBAR into XRP or XRP into HBAR. I more so think about other assets. Like, for example, like Matic like I took profit on Matic. I didn't rebuy the dip on Matic. I bought a little bit on the dip. But this is one that I personally, took some profit, bought more XRP and also HBAR with those profits while investing a little bit back into Matic as well and really kind of upping my bag. I flip other assets into these two. I don't flip these two into each other because it just doesn't make sense to, because they're both absolutely insanely undervalued compared to most other assets. Like, I would argue that XRP and HBAR are two extremely undervalued assets that are the most undervalued assets in the space right now, especially HBAR. Like, HBAR is so overlooked for the true potential behind it. Like, people don't realize it, but they will realize it when we are doing 100 billion transactions a year, and then at some point in time when we're doing 1 trillion transactions a year, because I think that we will get to 1 trillion transactions a year at some point in time. All right, guys, so we are coming up on about 2 hours fully streamed. I'm going to be ending the stream at about a little at like 3:15ish. That's pretty much where I will end the stream. It's been incredible chatting with you guys. We haven't quite hit $1. It's struggling really hard to get to that dollar point right now. But guys, guess what that is telling me? First off, it's telling me that we have strong resistance at this 98 cents, almost 99-cent zone. So once we get over that dollar zone on XRP, that is where we will truly see some fireworks happen. That is where the fire will be lit, and we are going to fly on XRP's overall price. So once we get over that dollar mark, that is the target point for right now. 98 cents has been showing us very significant resistance. It is a hard point to break, but hey, it was expected, especially if we follow this line back and we see the resistance points all the way from back here and even back here as well. So it is one of those resistance zones that it's sad, but it's the fact that we have to break it, and until we break it and hold above it, we won't see $1 just yet. So that is our next target point. You guys can mark it on your charts. You guys can watch it closely. But this is a strong resistance zone nonetheless. So I do think until that zone is targeted, it's not going to be something, anything spectacular in terms of price action. But this candle is incredible. I'm not taking anything away from it. Thanks for streaming. I won't sell my bag till it hits $50. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have different target points. It is what it is. I like to sell and reinvest in and up my bag by at least like 2x, 3x, whatever the case may be. Thank you for your time and knowledge. No problem. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for, pretty much putting your time into the stream. I mean, I appreciate it. I value you guys' time as well. I don't take it for granted at all. Trust me. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these assets, like, they all kind of look the same, right? So HBAR kind of looks the same. We have some nice volume on this candle. It's nothing to, disregard or ignore. It's just the fact that all of these assets have their resistance points, and we hit our resistance point on HBAR. We hit a resistance point on XRP, and even Bitcoin did too, right? So until a lot of these targets are broken, for an example, we can actually kind of see that we are at the same resistance point on Bitcoin that we were on the 17th of May before we took a deeper dive down. This is also a nice resistance point kind of going back to here. This is actually a support zone on a few candles as well. And it's one of those points that we are finding extreme resistance at. So until we break 46.8K on Bitcoin, a lot of these assets are not going to move too much more. They are basically at a resistance zone. I'm not going to say anything. I'm telling you guys right now, I like to sell resistance and buy support. That's just my overall point. But can you explain how you reinvest back in? So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much simple. I mean, on XRP, for an example, we'll just say this, right? So we will sell this. We hit resistance and we couldn't break it, so we sold the resistance and we wait for it to target a support. So you could either buy here. Again, you're still up in your bag because you're in profit, so you sold at profit and you bought here. And even if it does go down lower, you still up your bag, so you're still in profit. You actually capitalized on that profit and you upped your bag a little bit. But you could wait for it to go even lower, right? You could pretty much buy whenever you think it's going to go lower. Most likely, I like to sell resistance and buy support. It's pretty much simple. It's nothing too complex. For an example, say for so, I'm not trying to short it, right? Because that would be shorting, you know, selling here and buying somewhere down here. Say for so, we're just talking about the regular old bull run, right? We're talking about our bull run targets. We'll just kind of go off of the all-time high, right? So we would have sold around the all-time high because you're never going to sell the exact high. So say for so we just kind of sold at, I don't know, $3.50. So we sold at $3.50, and now we're going to reinvest it on a nice support zone. So we wait for it to drop, and say for so we, you know, pretty much buy at $2. You're still shorting it and taking profit and reinvesting it in at about $2. But we could technically do the math, and we could say, all right, well, we topped here, so we have to recorrect about 90%. So we'll just come down about 90%. We didn't actually fall down 90% until later in the year. We could see here. So that's basically a short of we will sell at like $3.60, and we bought back at 32 cents. That's a huge difference. I mean, you're basically shorting it by 10x. So you 10x'd your original bag by selling and rebuying the dip. It is what it is, but that's exactly how you reinvest. And you could see that this took extreme patience because you sold on January 1st, 2018, and you rebought back in on August 6th of 2018. And look at, and here's a clear picture for you, right? So, say for so you sold here, look at, you would almost want to buy back in because we're moving back up. We come back down, and here it goes, right? It goes up, and you think that it's going to keep going up, but actually, we came back down. So you wait for it to kind of settle out and kind of trade sideways. You wait for a confirmation on, hey, we are in a bear market now. Then we basically rebuy. Because, you know, yeah, sure, we came down 90%, right? But look at, you could have actually bought even lower at about 93%. Now, obviously, you don't want to get too greedy and wait until the actual bottom is in, because you never will buy the true bottom, and you'll never sell the true top either, and that's the truth of the fact. But you want to separate your emotions, you want to take your profit, and I mean, look at that. That's a 97% of a drop in price. So that is a huge profit increase, especially on your bag, because at that point, guess what happens next, right? So you just shorted that. You shorted it by 97% by selling the top in the bull market, or near the top, I should say, and you bought the bottom, the exact bottom, which again is never possible, but I'm just saying, say for so you did. And now when you actually took that profit here, that's another 2,000% of an increase in price. So then you sold there, you took your profit, you weren't too scared to take your profit either because your emotions are disconnected, and you rebought the dip again, which is another 75% of a decrease in price. So all in all, you actually upped your bag from 2018 to 2021 over 100 and what? Pretty much over 160%, even more. So, realistically speaking, you didn't have to put in any extra capital. You're actually just using your profits to reinvest on the dip, and you're all and at this time you're still making money at your job, whatever you're doing, whatever, and you're still up in your bag using just reinvested profits. That is what I mean about reinvesting on the dip and during a bear market. Most individuals will say, "Hey, don't sell here. Don't sell here. Keep holding, and yeah, sell at $3.50 and reinvest around $1.90. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying, like, that's what I mean. Like, during a bull market and a bear market, that's where you truly capitalize on your profits. For example, I think XRP is going to hit about $10, and I do think that we could see $20 to $30. So it's hard to tell where exactly we will pretty much fall off at. But say for so, even if our true top is $30 this bull run, a 90% of a decrease in price. So say for so you sold at $10, right? And you missed out on $20 worth of profits. Don't be too scared of taking that profit, because guess what? A 90% drop is still putting us at $3. So you're still technically, and say for so you sold at $10, you're still technically shorting your bag by 70%, which is totally fine. That's totally fine. You missed out on profit, which is fine. Again, don't FOMO into the trap, because you never know where it's going to top out at. But at least you took profit. You're safe. You got out. You made money. And now you could reinvest it on the dip, which is 90%. It's easy capitalization. Do you see us entering a bear market later this year already? I don't think it's later this year. I think it's more so during 2022, in my opinion. But I do think that we're following the same structure of 2017 and 2018, where we'll most likely top out on Bitcoin around November into December, and we'll pretty much have a similar run to 2018 and 2017. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you for explaining this side of investing. No problem, man. I appreciate it. Also, guys, we are over the 2-hour mark. I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for everybody who stopped by. Like I said, if you guys do want to get yourselves a crypto poster, we still have the sale going on. Buy one, get one, 25% off for the rest of the month. Links will be down in the description below of this video as well. You guys are more than welcome to go on to officialcryptoposters.com and get yourselves a poster. Thank you all for watching. I truly do appreciate it. We will be uploading more videos today and really kind of talking more about the market capitalization, market structure, market moves, and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, if you guys do want to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord, you guys are more than welcome to. I appreciate your guys' time. I appreciate you guys for watching and stopping by. I do love to talk to you guys and pretty much chat with you guys as well. I hope that you guys learned a few things. If you guys did, that's great. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. Guys, it's been Nick. Thank you all for watching again. Peace.